Hi, we're back in the Slimming World kitchen. I'm Sal Henley, and guess what? I'm going to let you into a secret. I don't cook from scratch all the time. I know I stand here and chat, but sometimes I'm like yourselves, I'm busy with work or children, etc. And sometimes you need a little sort of hack, and we've got it for you. It's the Slimming World free food range, exclusive at Iceland. It's great. We've got a range of sauces, and all you need to do is basically cook them in the microwave for about 7.5 minutes, check the packet out, and then you can add whatever you want to it. So we're going to show you a little recipe using it. It's a prawn curry on this occasion. It's very simple. All you need is a good pan. I've got a wok here, a non-stick one, and we're just going to bring that up to a fierce heat. Whenever you do stir fries, always heat the pan to a high temperature so it stir fries rather than steams. I'm going to add in an onion. You could use a red onion or spring onions, anything you fancy. And I'm just going to slice it up now. I've got rather large prawns, so I'm going to keep everything quite chunky. And you could cut this up in large chunks if you wanted to. Then the pepper, very quick way of doing it. Take the bottom off, the top off. Then you stand it upright, put your knife down one side, put your knife in the side, then you use your other hand to roll it backwards while you cut the core out. Woo! I know, it's exciting technique, isn't it? What it does is it gives you everything of the pepper. There's no real waste apart from the seeds and the top. And then you can kind of cut it however you want. So I'm going to cut it into sort of largish triangles. Remember, we eat with our eyes, and especially with children, so if you're trying to get them to eat, also try and get them involved with the cooking. Even if they're young, just stirring the pot also really helps. So there we go, that's a pepper. And then I've got baby corn here. I actually don't like baby corn personally, but if it was me at home, I would probably add in some mushrooms instead, or something crunchy like a bit of pak choy or Chinese leaf. And I'm just cutting those in half. You can cut them on the diagonal if you wanted to, or cut them into smaller bits. And then what we're going to do is put them into a very hot wok. So let's hope this is hot. A bit of low-calorie cooking spray. And that's what you want to hear. When you spritz in the low-calorie cooking spray, that sort of sizzle sound, you know the pan is hot enough. So some onions, peppers and sweet corn go in there. I've also got some mangetout or sugar snap peas. That's about 100 grams. It was 100 grams of sweet corn as well. And you can slice those up if you want to. It's pretty if you just take the bean and then just sort of cut it on the diagonal, and it sort of opens it up and you can see the peas in there. And it makes it look a little bit more attractive. So, or you can leave them whole if you want. I'm going to add those in when I add the prawns, and then we'll stir fry that in a second. How many do we want? That will be enough, I think. So, there we go. Also, remember, if they are a bit old, sometimes on the sugar snap pea, you can pull the end and just strip that bit off if you're finding it stringy when you come to eat. But these are nice and tender, so there's hardly any like that. There we go. And let's just give that a stir. And you're probably wondering, what do I do with these sauces? Well, there's a whole host of things. You don't have to just use them with veg and protein, which is what we're going to do. You could do, for example, the chip shop curry sauce that we're going to use today. You could use that as a tray bake. So take some butternut squash, some red onions, some peppers maybe, roast those in a hot oven. And then you could add in paneer if you wanted to, or chickpeas, kind of chickpeas that are drained, with the sauce, stir that through and heat it through in the oven. And even put some pasta in there if you wanted to. The other thing you could do with it is you can make a coronation chicken. So you just take poached chicken and then you cook the chip shop curry sauce in the microwave, as it says, cool it down, and then mix through some fat-free fromage frais or fat-free natural yogurt, some spring onions and the chicken, and that's lovely coronation chicken served with a big salad. So just think out of the box sometimes with them. There's other ones like a tikka masala sauce. Again, you could put some chicken breasts or no chicken breasts into the oven and cover it and bake it in the oven with lots of roasted peppers. That would be delicious from a jar. You know those roasted peppers in brine? They're really good. So let's see how this is getting on. If for some reason you are finding it's taking a bit of time, you can speed this process up. I'm just going to get a bit of water. So you just put a touch of water in there. You can hear it sizzle. And then what you want to do is just get yourself a lid and just put that on top. And that's how the Chinese really cook. They steam as well as stir fry. So when you're ever buying a piece of equipment like this, make sure it always has a lid. And you just leave it over the heat. So after about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, look at that, your veg has sort of slightly softened, but they're still lovely and crunchy. I'm going to add in the mangetout because they take less time. Just a tip when you're stir frying, always add the harder vegetables in first, like the onions and the peppers and carrots. And then the softer vegetables like pak choy or mangetout, spring onions, you can just add those in later. So I'm going to add also the prawns. So that's about 400 grams of raw tiger or jumbo prawns. Look at those, they look great, those bad boys. So we're going to stir fry those together, and we're going to keep cooking that until they turn lovely and pink, and then we'll know that they're cooked. If you want to increase the heat, again, just put the lid on and that will intensify it. Oh, there we go. Look at that, those prawns are lovely and pink now. And still while they're a little bit raw, we're going to add in the chip shop curry sauce. So I've already microwaved that for 7.5 minutes, whatever the pack says. And then you stir that through. Actually, this would be really good. I've just had a thought of Singapore noodles. So you could actually add some noodles in that you've cooked in a bit of water beforehand, and then add those in and add a bit more water to it and make it a bit more soupy. It should be delicious and very heartwarming. Oh, there we go. That's not looking bad, is it? How colourful and lovely is that with all the veg and the lovely prawns? If you wanted to keep it vegetarian, you could add in tofu or lots of lovely mushrooms in there. The really meaty portobello mushrooms would work well. And there you go. Make sure the prawns are cooked. Maybe test one by cutting it through and seeing it's pink all the way through. Otherwise, you can serve it up with some lovely rice and a bit of coriander or parsley.